There is a certain level of uncertainty anytime that you are investing because there are no guarantees. But moving into 2025, there is an extra level of uncertainty, something I'm especially worried about. And no, it's not tariffs, it's not the new administration, it's not tax laws, it's not the Fed, and it's not even a recession. But it's what investors are going to do and what I'm seeing investors do right now. Let's go ahead and break it down. I am someone who has been in this space, and once we hit 2025, I will have been educating investors and been in the personal finance space for 15 years in September of 2025. I have seen a lot. I'm not going to be arrogant enough to say I have seen it all, but there's something that is starting to creep up that worries me about you. Not necessarily you individually, but here's the thing. We are entering into what I like to call greedy season or silly season. And let me lay out the case, because there are a significant amount of people that are about to lose money, some of which, I would say a small sliver of people, who have already started to lose money. For example, in just the last few weeks, there was yet another dumb meme coin based off the popular meme lady, the Hawk girl. I ain't gonna go into what she was referring to, but she launched a meme coin, her team or whatever launched a meme coin. The value of this meme, okay, it was worthless. It was dumb. It was a joke. It went up to $500 million. The value of it, $500 million, and it was a pump and dump scheme. The people who are on the inside made $3 million, absolutely cashed out. Everybody else lost money. I think it was close to anywhere between 95 to 98% of its value was lost in minutes. In minutes within launch. Now you tell me how in the world this could happen. Okay? How in the world could this happen after what we saw from FTX, after what we had already went through with the pandemic, after what we saw with GameStop, after what we saw with AMC, and here we are in 2024, and people have already forgotten many of the lessons that we've already saw. Again, we might be entering silly season again because Bitcoin already up to 100,000. You've got, the stock market as a whole up well over 20% at this time. Inflation is lower. I didn't say it was back to back to 2019 prices, which is not something that's going to happen, but people are just exuberant about what they think is going to happen, and we're already forgetting what the basics of investing are, and people are just throwing things out the window and just investing in whatever and investing in junk and trash, and then there is a cautionary tale. But let's go back to something like Peloton. Okay, Peloton this year alone, at the time that I'm recording this video, is up 63%. Now, I could be wrong, but the last time I checked, there's nothing that has happened with Peloton that has made it 63% better. Now, feel free to correct me in the comments. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm blind. I haven't heard of any deals or anything significant to make Peloton 63% better. But what is happening right now is that people are going right back to the scams and the tricks and the tomfoolery, whatever it is that you want to call it, that we saw just a few years ago, and that is how new investors get burned. I just saw a comment just the other day. My first investment, I lost 30 or 40%. This is what is going to happen to you in 2025 or whenever it is that you are watching this video. So let's talk about the basics and how you can protect yourself from this particular phenomenon. And let's talk about what you can't protect yourself from as well. Number one, there are going to be times where the market is going to fall regardless. Okay, that does happen. When the market fell in 2022, that happens. When the stock market fell during the pandemic, that happens, even though by the end of 2020, the market was up. There are times, again, where the stock market is going to generally fall. However, you can avoid in investing in dumb things. There are times, okay? You can go back, because all of these videos are up. I very rarely delete videos unless it was an error or a mistake that I said that was just egregiously wrong. But there are times where people invest in Hertz when Hertz said they were going bankrupt and the company was going under, and people were investing in it anyway. Right? We knew that GameStop was not a good company, but people pumped it anyway. It was such an epic story that it became a movie. But people did it anyway. Here we are again. Now, I'm not telling you that Peloton is going to be that or that some meme coin is going to be that. However, we're to a point where Doge, the dumb meme coin, is now the acronym for some government efficiency office commission thing. That is how far we have gotten, and it's given people the gumption or confidence that, hey, maybe this is a real thing. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and do it until things get pumped and dumped. For those that don't know, a pump and dump scheme is basically somebody with some influence says that this is the thing. They'll put money into it when it's really cheap and get you all hyped up and get millions of people or even thousands of people to bid up the price. They have made the money and then they sell everything and you are left holding the bag and you are the loser at the end of the day. That is what a pump and dump scheme is. You will lose at the end of the day more times than not. That is the issue here. So the three things that you need to do to avoid this, or at least reduce your risk in this, number one is consider the source. Any single time that you are hearing somebody pump a penny stock, this is a stock that is $5 or below, especially if it is $5 or below, you want to look into that person's background. Who is this person? What is their background? What is their track record, right? Did you do this professionally? They don't have to have gone to college. I don't think that a person to teach you about money or even the stock market, I don't believe they absolutely have to have gone to college. But if you didn't, did you do this for other people, right? Do you have a track record in doing it? Do you have a license to have done this? Like that, there has to be something, right? Not just some random guy who says they had done some stuff. Like you gotta have some receipts, right? Are they, themselves, they have the receipts where they can show you, yeah, I've done this and I've made 10 million and here's my receipts. Okay, that works, right? So have you done for other people? Do you have receipts from you doing it, not fake receipts, okay, not paper trading, or have you gone to school for this? One of those three things. I need to know, is this person real? Is this person real? Yes or no? Okay, always consider who that person is, especially in the age of AI. I've seen far too many people think that people are buying things and all this is just bot accounts, and you thought because they were buying it that you thought it was safe and it really wasn't. Okay, I've seen far too many people say, oh, everybody go buy Dogecoin or Bitcoin. I'm like, bro, you've never bought a stock in your life. Shut up. I'm sorry. Okay, don't do that. All right, next, what is your process? What is your investing process? I hinted towards this last week. You have to have your investing process and you need to stick to that. The way that investing should work is you have your investing process and you use that and move forward to choose your stocks, not the other way around. Don't have the stock market come to you and influence how you should feel and have that change, your internal feelings about what's good, what's bad, so on and so forth. It's kind of like the, thermometer, thermostat, what is it you want to call, analogy, right? You got to sit down and say, this is how I decide what my investments are and how I approach my investing. And you evaluate everything based on that versus everybody's investing in this thing, or they say that this is the stock that's on fire, or this penny stock is hot, so I'm going to go and hop on that. No, that's not how this works. It's not how it should work. You do that and you just swaying in the wind and getting burned or making money based on whoever posts what on whatever day. That's not going to work for you. And that's not a consistent strategy. And it's why it's popping up now, but it didn't work for you for the last 2 years. There's a reason as to why. And the only reason why it's popping up now is because it's easy. This stuff only works and it only pops up when everything in the stock market is up, almost like it is right now. It is very rare that you're finding companies that are trash. Intel, right? But other than that, yeah, you can throw a dart and make at least 10% on a stock. So everybody's popping up out of the woodworks. Everybody's popping up with random stock expert that came up yesterday. You saw how hard it was for a lot of these other people last year and the year before. Notice that, right? All right, and then another one is this. What is it based on? Whatever that investment is, what is it truly based on? These meme coins is based on a picture, a meme. How is that valuable to me, right? How does that actually make real sense? When we talk about Amazon, what is it based on? I don't know. The world's largest online store, perhaps, that has millions of customers and subscribers and all this other stuff. Yeah, it might make sense for me to invest in. Or, Nvidia, or, any store for that matter. We can see this is what it's based on. Or in the case of a not so great investment, I can see what it's based on and say, hey, Dollar General and Dollar Tree, this doesn't really make that much sense, but I can evaluate that, and I know that because of what is going on here. A lot of people who invest in these penny stocks don't know what it's based on. And the only thing they're looking at is, it's 20 cents, and yesterday it was up 30%. I'm just going to buy that. But you have no process. There was no process in that, and you have no idea what it was based on. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to be consistent. You are basically hoping that it pops, and if it doesn't, you lose money. And then once you lose 20%, you will have to make 35% tomorrow just to break even. And then you dig yourself in a hole, and once you do, you might not be able to get out, or you're going to have to be even more aggressive the very next time you try and invest. And things are going to get very hectic very quickly. That is what is going to happen, and it's already happened to thousands of people. I've seen this before. We all saw it just a few years ago in 2020 and in 2021. And here we are in 2024 going into 2025, and silly season is already starting. Greedy season is already starting, and I don't think people truly learn their lesson. So if you are somebody that says, hey, I think I did pick up on the lesson, and I want to learn more about how to actually invest, then I am teaching a free class on how you can build up your first 6 figures on actually learning how to invest. That link is right here. But also, if you want to learn more about what stocks actually make sense, especially for companies that are under $150 per share, then these are the videos that you want to watch next.